Meanwhile, thousands of miles away, a different reaction was unfolding. President Ibrahim Traoré sat in his office watching the broadcast. No aides stirred, no phones buzzed, only the voice of Michelle Obama carried through the room. When it ended, he did not react with anger or frustration. His response was still. Then finally, he spoke. "Prepare a response," he said to the small group around him, "but not to defend, to clarify, to show the world our truth." Traoré took to the podium, no teleprompter, no rehearsed script, just heart and history. He looked into the camera, eyes steady. "Mrs. Michelle Obama," he began, his voice composed but resolute. "Your concern is noted, and it is welcomed. But let me make something clear." He paused. "Our movement is not about grasping power. It is about reclaiming dignity." He reached for a worn photograph beside him. He held it up. A family stood in front of a modest house, solar panels glinting behind them. This family lived in darkness. Now their children study under light. "This isn't power. This is justice," he continued, unwavering. "Yes, we face challenges, corruption, instability. But these did not begin yesterday. These are the scars of colonial legacy and decades of external control. What we are doing is healing, restructuring, reclaiming our right to define our future." His words did not defend, they revealed. And then something extraordinary happened. Africa listened. And Africa felt every word. In villages and cities, from the Sahel to the Cape, people heard more than just a leader speaking. They heard someone understanding, someone belonging, someone fighting. The hashtags weren't just digital echoes, they were chants. Young Africans began to stand taller. Elders nodded in silent recognition. Finally, many whispered, "Someone is saying what we've always known." Michelle Obama watched every word. She listened. And for a moment, she didn't see a rebuttal. She saw a reality. In a later interview, she reflected on the moment. "I underestimated the context," she admitted, her voice sincere. President Traoré's response was honest. "It moved me. We must listen before we judge, and we must remember that dignity looks different from where you stand." Her humility was praised, but the world's eyes remained on Africa. The scene transitions to a rural school in Burkina Faso. Children run laughing, desks filled, a chalkboard with the word hope written in French. Weeks after the press conference, President Traoré visited that small school built through the new development fund. A young girl walked up to him shyly. In her hands was a crumpled drawing, a house, a sun, a smiling stick figure holding a book. "I can dream now," she said softly. He knelt beside her and smiled. "Good," he replied. "Never stop dreaming." That moment said more than any speech, because at its core, leadership is not about policy, it is about possibility.